My beloved soul, feel the affection I pour out upon you, a love that doesn't retreat from your hurts but draws near to touch them. I see you. I see the strong woman you present to the world, but I also see the inner child still weeping quietly, clutching the fragments of a heart once shattered. You have become adept at concealing the shards. You swept them under the rug of your spirit, learned to walk around them to avoid touching the tender spots. You erected a facade of normalcy, and no one suspects the careful engineering you perform daily to keep the vessel of your life appearing whole. But I, who reside in the deepest sanctuary of your being, hear the subtle sound of those pieces grinding with every step you take. I sense your weariness, the exhaustion of living a fragmented existence, spending so much energy preventing everything from falling apart. You worry that if someone gets too close, they will hear the noise of what is fractured. You fear that if you look too closely yourself, the agony will overwhelm you, and in your loneliest moments you have wondered if you will always exist this way, patched up, delicate, terrified of breaking again. Today I am here to tell you that your life of makeshift repairs is over. What I will share next can redefine your path, because I am not a god of mending. I am a god of renewal. I didn't arrive with glue just to stick the pieces together. I have come as the master artisan, with the heat of my purification and the gold of my redemption, to remake your heart in a way that will make it stronger, more valuable, and more beautiful than it ever was. I am at this very moment gathering every shard, every splinter, and I am beginning the masterpiece of your renewal. Before we proceed, declare this word of belief in the comments. My spirit finds serenity in God's presence. This is your action of handing the fragments to me, trusting them into my artist hands. Now, take a deep breath. Your rebuilding won't be painful. It will be an act of indescribable affection. My daughter, pay close attention now, because for the restoration to be complete, you need to grasp the reason for your shattering. Your heart didn't break by accident, nor through my oversight. In my ultimate control, I allowed your pain, not out of malice, but for a redeeming objective you are about to comprehend. Your heart, in its original design, was lovely, but it was small. It loved, but with constraints. It trusted, but in human sources. It was sturdy, but its strength was based on self-reliance. And for the degree of affection, compassion, and power I planned for you to hold and distribute, that vessel was inadequate. It would have fractured under the weight of the glory I intended for you, so, with an ache you cannot imagine, I permitted the break, not to destroy you, but to enlarge you. It was in the pain of loss that your heart discovered the depth of true treasure. It was in the pain of betrayal that you learned to place your ultimate reliance on me, the rock that never shifts. It was in the pain of isolation that your heart emptied itself of human dependencies, creating room to be filled by the fullness of my presence. You looked at your break and saw a catastrophe. I looked and saw a necessary demolition for the construction of a sanctuary whose inner chamber would be vast enough to hold not only my affection for you, but also my love for many that would stream out through you. Your suffering was the tool that broke the hard ground of your heart, making it fertile for the seeds of genuine empathy and grace. You couldn't become a source of aid for others if you hadn't known the depth of the injury yourself. There is a vital truth you must absorb before continuing. Your breaking was not the end of your story. It was the prerequisite for your true splendor. It was the event that qualified you for a new level of living and service. Now, before we advance, post this in the comments. I place my trust in the Lord. By doing so, you strengthen your belief and offer encouragement to those needing to sense my presence to call out. It is your acknowledgement that you trust the divine architect, who knows that sometimes demolition is required to construct something greater. If this message touched your heart, show your backing with a thanks and help disseminate words of guidance, encouragement, and inspiration to many lives. Your pain was not a misstep. It was an appointment to greatness, my precious soul. And how do I renew your heart? My work is that of a master jeweler. First, I gather every piece of your distress, that sharp sliver from the harsh word spoken, that fine particle from the promise that failed, that large section of loss that left a void. I examine them under the light of my love, and I discard none. To me, every piece of your history is sacred. Next, I begin the cleansing process. With the water of my word, I wash every fragment of the dust of self-condemnation, the grime of bitterness, the stains of shame. I gently smooth the jagged edges of resentment so they can no longer wound you or others. And then comes the most beautiful part. I do not use an invisible adhesive to try and conceal the break. Quite the opposite. I celebrate it. I take the purest gold of my redemption, the gold of my favor, melted in the fire of my sacrificial love, and I use it to join your pieces. I trace the borders of every shard with this divine gold and fuse them together, not back into their original shape, but into a new, more beautiful design. Your marks are not hidden. They are highlighted. The fault lines of your break become veins of gold, the strongest and most precious aspect of the entire vessel. They tell the story not of your frailty, but of my ability to renew. They become an eternal declaration that you were indeed broken, but you were reassembled by the very hands of God. What I will reveal next can redefine your life. Your renewed heart will be stronger in the very places it was fractured. The gold of my favor is a bonding agent stronger than the original material. You will no longer be brittle. You will be formidable. I, your God, am sending you a specific indicator. The sign you anticipate rests in this scripture, Psalm 147:3, which states, "He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds." Post in the comments, "I receive this message and am blessed," and send warmth and protection to someone you care for, proclaiming that God is healing their fractured heart. If this message resonated, show your support with a thanks and help circulate this message of light. Before we proceed, let me guide you to something I prepared to further reinforce your conviction. If you feel a need for inner healing, spiritual reconnection, purpose, and success aligned with my heart, a 31-day experience awaits you. Each day was designed for me to communicate more deeply with your spirit. If you wish to pursue this route, the link is in the description and the first pinned comment. Now, let's continue. If you haven't subscribed, do so now to keep receiving messages of light. Your break was not your ruin, it was your adornment. My blessed soul, my work of renewal with the gold of redemption requires your partnership. I cannot apply gold onto dirt, and the primary dirt impeding the adhesion of my grace is the lack of acceptance. Your most critical contribution in this process is to release those who held the hammer that broke you. I know your sense of fairness cries out. I know your hurt feels invalidated by the thought of acceptance. But listen to me, my dear one. Acceptance is not for them. It is for you. Clinging to resentment is like continuing to hold the sharp fragments in your own hands, hoping they will cut your offender. But the only hands that bleed are yours. Unacceptance chains you to the past, forcing you to relive the agony daily. Acceptance is your move to let go of the fragments. It is you saying, "I will no longer bleed over your offense. I surrender my pain, my need for justice, and you yourself into the hands of the master artisan. He is the judge, and he is my healer." The moment you accept, you hand the fragments to me, and then I can commence my work of applying the gold. And the deepest acceptance is often what you need to extend to yourself. You blame yourself for being open, for trusting, for loving so deeply. You feel ashamed of your own shattering. My child, your capacity for deep affection is not your fault. It is your glory. It reflects my own heart within you. Do not punish yourself for being as I created you. Accept yourself for not being all-knowing. Accept yourself for being human. Embrace the woman you were, with her open and trusting spirit. Honor her. She was not foolish. She was brave. And her bravery and loving is what moves me to create your renewed masterpiece. Post in the comments a list of people, including yourself, whom you wish to accept. Picture each one, send them warmth, and say, "I accept you and set you free. May peace be with you." Feel the lightness and liberty acceptance brings. Repeat this practice daily to build inner calm and release worry. Every act of acceptance is you handing me another fragment, allowing the process of renewal to proceed without obstacle, until every piece is in its place, united by my redeeming affection. My precious soul, as your fragments are joined by my gold, your very identity begins to change. You are no longer defined by your break, but by your renewal. Your history is no longer "I was broken," but "I was beautifully remade." This new identity will show itself in a new strength. Not the fragile strength of self-reliance you had before, which was like glass trying not to shatter, but the enduring strength of a kintsugi vessel, one that has known breakage and understands it can be repaired. You will no longer dread breaking, and this absence of fear will make you incredibly bold. You will love more deeply, because you know that even if your heart is hurt, the artisan is ready to apply more gold. You will take risks with greater freedom, knowing that failure is simply an opening for a new layer of redemption. You will live with an authenticity that your former need to appear perfect and unbreakable never allowed. This new identity will also grant you a new form of beauty, a beauty that is not surface deep but radiates from within. It is the beauty of grace. It is the beauty of endurance. It is the beauty of a woman who has walked through fire and smells not of smoke, but of the fragrance of gold. People will be drawn to you, not because of your flawlessness, but because of your redemption. Your golden scars will be your most compelling feature, as they will recount a story of hope that resonates with the fracture everyone carries inside. There is something profound I want you to understand. Your greatest beauty is no longer in your original wholeness, but in the artistry of your repair. Your break did not diminish your value, it multiplied it. You are now a museum piece, a collector's edition, a singular and priceless display of what a God's love can do with a surrendered life. Embrace this new identity. Claim it. You are not damaged. You are divinely decorated. My daughter, this renewed heart you now carry was not made to be a display item on a shelf. It was remade for a purpose of loving in a way you never loved before. Your capacity for affection was enlarged by your own pain. Your heart, which was a small stream, has now been dredged and deepened, and it can become a sweeping river of my love flowing into the world. You will love others with new compassion. Because you know the anguish of breaking, you will not judge the fragments in others' lives. Instead, you will kneel beside them, with a tenderness born of experience, and help them gather their own pieces, pointing them toward the master artisan. You will love others with new wisdom. You will have the insight to know when to speak and when to remain quiet, when to embrace and when to grant space. Your own healing process has given you a map of the human spirit, and you will know how to navigate the injured landscapes of others' hearts with truth and grace. And you will love others with new freedom. Because your source of affection and worth is now my presence within you, you will no longer love from a place of lack, seeking from others what they cannot provide you. You will love from a place of abundance, pouring out freely without fear of depletion, because you know your source is inexhaustible. Your renewed heart will become your greatest ministry. Your deepest point of distress will become your greatest area of blessing. What the adversary sought to use to neutralize you in love, I am transforming into your mightiest tool of affection. You will become a heart healer, an expert in renewal, not because of a degree, but because of your golden markings. Share this video with 2 dear people who need this message of hope and faith. Let's build a chain of mutual support and affection. Post a comment with a prayer of faith and hope. A simple, "Lord, let my renewed heart become a source of healing for the world," is your dedication to this beautiful and powerful commission. My precious soul, how do you protect and maintain this artwork your heart has become? Your new life requires new habits. The first is the practice of thankfulness. Each day, take a moment to look at your gold lines. Give thanks for the history they tell. Give thanks for the splendor of your renewal. Thankfulness is the finish that protects the gold, keeping it bright and preventing the dust of bitterness or self-pity from settling on it again. The second practice is ongoing fellowship. The artisan cherishes his creation. Your daily connection with me is what keeps your heart vital and beating. It is in our fellowship that I make the small adjustments, that I add more luster, that I fill you with the love you will distribute that day. Do not allow your life to become so busy that you forget to spend time with your healer. Your connection with me is the preventative upkeep for your spirit. The third practice is wise guarding. Your renewed heart is strong, but it is still precious. You no longer need to build walls, but you must learn to use gates. You need insight to know who merits access to the inner sanctuary of your heart and who should remain in the outer courtyard. Not everyone deserves entry to your most sacred parts. Your openness is a treasure to be shared with those who will honor you, not those who will step on you. I will grant you this discernment. My peace will be your gatekeeper. If you don't sense calm regarding a person or situation, honor that feeling. Don't force yourself to open up. What I want you to grasp is that your role now is not to fix yourself, but to care for the work I have accomplished. You are now the curator of your own single-item museum, the keeper of this priceless piece that is your redeemed heart. And by caring for it wisely and lovingly, you honor me, the artist, and ensure that its beauty only increases over time. My beloved soul, we have reached the end of our discussion, but we stand at the start of your new life with a complete heart. The fragments have been gathered, the gold has been applied, and the vessel you are is now more attractive, stronger, and more valuable than ever before. Your history of breaking is no longer a source of shame, but your crown of glory. I call you to step away from this meeting and live as the masterpiece you are. When you see yourself in the mirror, stop searching for flaws. Look for the gold lines. When you recall your past, stop reliving the pain. Celebrate the restoration. And when you encounter another broken heart, do not back away in fear. Approach with the compassion of one who knows the way to healing. Your life, starting today, is a moving testament. A testament that no heart is so shattered that my love cannot remake it. A testament that the deepest sorrows can become the greatest purposes. And a testament that the beauty born from ashes is the most enduring and radiant of all. Go now, and let your light shine. The light that emanates not despite your fissures, but precisely through them. And know that your heart, now secure in my hands, will never again be irreparably damaged. It can only be expanded, deepened, and adorned with more of my redeeming gold. If this message resonated with you and your current situation, write in the comments, "My heart is a masterpiece in God's hands." Your words bolster your belief and also illuminate the path for others who need this light. Share your insights in the comments, and before we conclude, I need to guide you to something I specially prepared for you. I have seen your quest for inner healing, spiritual reconnection, a new purpose, and prosperity originating from my hands. None of this is accidental. When your spirit calls out, I open avenues. Therefore, through this channel, I have presented you with a guided 31-day experience, a process where, daily, I can speak more profoundly to your spirit. This is not just a guide. It is a route to restoration, alignment, and growth designed to strengthen your belief, renew your hope, and open possibilities you couldn't have imagined. If you feel this call, access the link I placed in the description and the first pinned comment on this video. Begin this course of healing, reconnection, purpose, and prosperity today. I will be with you on every page, directing your steps and lighting your way. If this message touched your heart, like this video and subscribe to continue receiving my word. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video.